Steam Board Game Fest 2026 is live from January 26th to February 2nd, 2026. And unlike one-off sales that blur every genre together, this event is laser-focused on digital board games and tabletop adaptations. From elegant engine builders to chaotic party fun. What makes this festival special is that many titles come with deep discounts, free demos, and Steam achievements, giving both longtime tabletop fans and curious newcomers a chance to sample a wide variety of strategic, card-driven, and turn-based games at great prices. In this video, we're showcasing 15 standout games from the event, each with current prices and why they're worth your attention. Whether you want cerebral tactics, social multiplayer, or innovative mechanics you won't find anywhere else, this list has something for you. Wingspan transforms bird collecting into a deeply satisfying engine-building experience where every choice matters. In this digital adaptation of the award-winning tabletop game, you draft bird cards, manage habitats, and create scoring synergies across multiple rounds. What sets Wingspan apart is how it balances aesthetic beauty and strategic depth. The visuals and animations evoke the serenity of nature, while the gameplay rewards thoughtful decisions and long-term planning. As part of Steam Board Game Fest 2026, Wingspan is 50% off, dropping from about $8.99 to $4.49, making it an excellent entry point for board game fans who enjoy cerebral, relaxed gameplay that still challenges your planning abilities in every session. Root brings conflict to the forest floor with a design that rewards players for mastering asymmetric faction play. Each faction, from the feline lizard cult to the mechanical vagabond, has unique rules, strengths, and strategic goals, forcing you to adapt your playstyle in every match. The digital version captures the tabletop's complexity while automating bookkeeping and tracking, making tense territorial skirmishes and cunning political plays flow naturally online or against AI. During the 2026 Board Game Fest, Root is often 60% off, usually around $2.79, offering a deep, engaging strategy experience that stands out for players who crave high-level tactical decision-making and ever-shifting goals. Scythe Digital Edition adapts the acclaimed 4X-inspired board game into a strategic feast of territory control, resource management, and engine building. Set in an alternate 1920s timeline, the game challenges players to balance expansion, production, and tactical positioning, while leveraging asymmetric faction abilities. The digital release includes both online and AI multiplayer, preserving the depth of the tabletop experience with elegant interfaces and pacing. As part of the Board Game Fest, Scythe is frequently seen at up to 80% off, meaning you can enjoy this strategic heavyweight for under $2, a phenomenal value for anyone who loves thoughtful competitors, territory dynamics, and rich strategic loops. In Sagrada, drafting dice becomes an art form as you build stained glass windows based on specific patterns and objectives. The game combines elegant visuals with clever strategic constraints. You must balance color requirements, number placement restrictions, and bonus scoring conditions in every play. Its digital form adds intuitive tutorials, multiplayer matchmaking, and solo challenges that make this puzzle-rich experience accessible to both newcomers and seasoned players. During Steam Board Game Fest 2026, Sagrada is 50% off, reducing the price from around $5.49 to $2.74, making it a fantastic pick for players who enjoy games where visual beauty meets rewarding tactical depth. Ark Nova Digital puts a strategic spin on zoo management, tasking you with balancing conservation projects, animal enclosures, and sponsorships to build the best zoo. It's a complex worker placement game at heart, where every placement choice ripples through your zoo's ecosystem and scoring potential. The adaptation handles intricate rules and scoring automatically, making the experience smooth and engaging for solo or multiplayer sessions. During the fest, this title is typically 25% off. Ark Nova is perfect for strategy lovers who want deep planning, economic trade-offs, and evolving gameplay across long sessions. Cascadia blends tile placement with wildlife pattern scoring, in a game that feels both tranquil and brain-stretching. Players draft combinations of terrain tiles and animal tokens to build harmonious landscapes that fulfill various scoring objectives. The version preserves its calming aesthetic while providing challenge modes and AI opponents for replayability. During the 2026 Board Game Fest, Cascadia is around 25% off, making it about $5.24 down from $6.99. Its mixture of serene design and surprising strategic depth makes it one of the best choices for players who want a thoughtful board game that feels rewarding without being overwhelming. Clank takes the foundation of deck building and blends it with dungeon exploration and risk management. You venture into a labyrinth to recover valuable artifacts, but every noisy move adds a clank, noise that attracts the attention of a dungeon's king, adding tension to your strategic decisions. Automates deck management and combat resolution while keeping the core thrill intact. On Steam Board Game Fest, Clank is typically 25% off, bringing it down to around $6.36. If you enjoy deck manipulation, tactical risk versus reward, and dynamic session pacing, Clank offers a satisfying blend of strategy and excitement. Dune. Imperium merges deck building with worker placement within the brutal, resource-scarcity world of Arrakis. Players compete for spice, influence, and political power as they manage their decks and position their agents. The adaptation beautifully captures the thematic tension of the Dune universe, offering both AI and online multiplayer. For Board Game Fest 2026, this title is often around 30% off, bringing its price into the $5.47. Fans of thematic strategy, layered decision trees, and narrative context will find this game deeply engaging and rewarding. Everdell and its companion title, Welcome to Everdell, bring cozy worker placement to life with a rich fantasy aesthetic and satisfying action planning. Players juggle resources, populate their woodland cities, and balance short and long-term goals to maximize points. Both versions typically see 40% off during the fest, making them great values for anyone who enjoys tactical planning with whimsical presentation. Whether you're drawn to Everdell's lush visuals or its polished resource loops, this pair of titles appeals to players who like strategy with a storybook twist. Isle of Cats offers a delightful mix of tile placement and strategic optimization as you rescue and organize cats on your boat under various scoring objectives. The version includes tutorials, variable scenarios, and beautifully stylized visuals that make its puzzle-like gameplay shine. During Steam Board Game Fest, this title is around 30% off, usually priced near $4.89, down from $6.99. Its combination of cute theme, thoughtful placement decisions, and broad accessibility makes it great for both casual players and lovers of clever spatial strategy. 5D Chess with Multiverse Time Travel reimagines classic chess by adding dimensions of time and alternate boards into every move. It's not a traditional board game, but feels like a strategic puzzle masterpiece, rewarding players who enjoy deep, recursive thinking and multi-layered tactics. During the Board Game Fest, this mind-bending experience is commonly 52% off, bringing its price down to about $2.97 from around $6.19. If you're someone who thrives on cerebral challenges and innovative rule systems, this title stands out as one of the most unique strategy experiences. Monopoly Madness reinterprets the classic Monopoly experience with real-time multiplayer chaos and action elements. Instead of turn-based property management alone, players compete dynamically with unpredictable events and mini-games that keep every match fresh. On Steam Board Game Fest, this title is usually around 75% off, making it a fun, accessible pick around $5.49. For anyone who wants casual, competitive board game excitement that's easy to jump into with friends and family. Ticket to Ride is a classic gateway board game that translates perfectly into digital form, offering easy-to-learn mechanics with surprisingly tense decision-making. Players collect colored cards to claim railway routes across maps like the USA, Europe, and beyond. balancing risk, timing, and route efficiency while competing against opponents for critical connections. The version enhances the experience with smooth online multiplayer, AI matches, and multiple official expansions that add new rules and maps. As part of Steam Board Game Fest, Ticket to Ride is commonly 60% off, bringing the price down from $6.99 to around $2.79, with expansions also discounted. It's ideal for players who want strategic competition without overwhelming complexity, making it perfect for both newcomers to board games and veterans looking for a relaxed but engaging experience. Concordia is a deep, Euro-style strategy board game that completely rejects randomness in favor of long-term planning and player-driven decision-making. Set in the Roman Empire, players expand trade networks, manage resources, and carefully time actions using a shared card-based system where every move permanently shapes your strategy. There are no dice, no surprise events, and no hand-holding. Success comes entirely from efficiency, timing, and reading your opponents. The digital version is clean, fast, and extremely faithful to the tabletop experience, with strong AI opponents, online multiplayer, and multiple map variants that dramatically change gameplay. During Steam Board Game Fest, Concordia is 50% off, around $9.99, making it a fantastic value for a game that offers near infinite replayability. If you enjoy thinking several turns ahead and winning through intelligence rather than luck, Concordia is one of the most respected strategy board games you can play digitally. Istanbul is a strategic board game built around smart movement and efficient action planning, rather than luck or brute force. You play as a merchant navigating a busy bazaar, moving assistants around different locations to gather resources, trade goods, and race other players toward victory points. The core mechanic is deceptively simple. Every move costs something. But mastering when to drop off assistants and when to pick them back up creates constant tension. The digital version is excellent, offering smooth gameplay, strong AI, online multiplayer, and support for expansions like Mocha and Baksheesh, which adds meaningful depth without overwhelming new players. During Steam Board Game Fest, Istanbul usually 50% discount, dropping the price from $12.99 to around $6.49, with expansions also discounted. It's ideal for players who enjoy tight decision-making, tactical planning, and competitive efficiency, making it one of the most satisfying digital board games once you understand its flow. Those are the top 15 digital board games to explore during Steam Board Game Fest 2026, each offering something unique, from deep strategy and territorial tactics to charming worker placement and innovative rule systems. Remember, this event runs only through February 2nd, 2026, so now is your chance to try demos, grab discounts, and find new favorites before the fest ends. Which game are you most excited to play? Drop it in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this guide, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more Steam event coverage and gaming insights.